Hello, and welcome to College Composition 2. Many of you know the sound of my voice already, and to those of you who do, welcome back. I hope you're ready for some more fun this semester. And to those of you who are maybe hearing my voice for the first time, hello, and I'm looking forward to working with you. I do screencasts like this, I'd say fairly frequently. Some of them are instructional in nature, where I sort of discuss an assignment and its expectations, and there's also ones like this one, which I hope will be a kind of a walkthrough of this week's assignments and anything else that kind of pops into my mind, especially this week, maybe some introduction to sort of course policy, that sort of thing. So you've probably seen this agenda by the time you're listening to this, so I'm not going to maybe like read it to you in any sort of depth, but I do want to talk about sort of the major beats of it. So what do you need to know about College Comp 2? Digital technology. Okay, most of the time sort of personal digital technology, the stuff you either have on you or that you use for school, for work, at home. We're going to be exploring the role that digital technology plays sort of in a macro sense in society at large, and also in sort of a micro sense, the role that digital technology plays in your life. So in order to learn these big and small, equally, I'd say, profound things, you're going to conduct a lot of primary research. I'm trying to find it here. Yes, let's bold that too. There you go. Editing in action, everybody. Primary research. You're going to conduct observations very soon. You will interview people. You will maybe conduct surveys or pass out questionnaires. You may analyze artifacts, very sort of sociology type notion. I would say more than anything, College Comp 2 most closely represents, if not an English class, then a sociology class, in the sense that you are doing lots of what's called field work for this class. You need to collect data, and then most importantly, you need to investigate what you collect. You reflect on it, then you report your argumentative findings, usually in essay form. So collecting the data is just the beginning of the process. I need to say that often because a few of you, hopefully not more than a few of you, will never quite get that idea. You'll think that the end-all be-all of this class is, oh, I've collected the data, here's what I found, end of story. Absolutely not. It's what you do with the data that truly matters. Okay, I have a lot more to say on that as we get further into the semester. So just a couple other things before we get into what's to do this week. I can visit you, and I'm happy to do so. I usually let each class determine if and when I visit. Some classes I visit a couple of times every semester. Some classes never request a visit. I am very much a choose-your-own-adventure sort of instructor, and as such, I'll let you choose when to visit. If you want me to come next week, let me know. I can work that out. If you don't want to see me until April, no problem too. Your school spring break is completely immaterial to your deadlines in here. I hope I don't have to harp on this much, but you are a Stark State student, you're an online student. Neither of those things has anything to do with you and school, your high school, or middle school, I think. So sorry, your spring break, your other commitments, your clubs, your sports, I can't let those interfere with my deadlines, and frankly, neither can you. All right, just to be clear. Many of you know this already, but if you send me a question that has a clear answer, you're not going to get an answer from me. I'm not here to do your work for you, so make sure you look everywhere before you email me or contact the teacher in your classroom with any questions. Online learning is largely sort of individualized and depends largely on personal responsibility, and I expect you to adhere to that. All right, let's see. And use Google Chrome. I think many of you already are. So we have this condensed supplement that I feel like it speaks for itself. I can't do it in Google Drive because Google Docs doesn't do columns, and I think that columns are important for this. So anyway, I feel like a lot of this stuff will, I don't know, sound familiar to most of you, but it gives you a pretty brief overview of what to expect out of me, and what you can expect out of this class, I guess, and what I should expect out of you. So, put a little thought in your emails. You can't get all your work done during school hours, you just can't. What else? We're going to be working on each essay sort of one at a time that we'll get in depth with. Be decent to each other online. I don't put up with any sort of immature behavior, and if there is any immature behavior that I need to be made aware of, I hope you will bring me into that conversation so that we can avoid any future instances of that. What else? You don't really turn anything in because you're going to share your Google Drive folder with me, so everything will be done on time. How nice for me, how nice for you. All right, well, let's get out of this. Hopefully you'll read that on your own. All right, let's see. Most of you know how to set up your Google Drive folder. I'm going to leave that be for now. I'm on Kik. Kik is it's an app. It's a way for us to text without sharing phone numbers. I don't mind if you know my phone number, but that's also sort of a decision I'd just rather leave out of both of our hands. So Kik is a nice way to do that. I'm on there. There's my username. Find me. It's an easy way for us to keep in sort of text contact. Contribute to the personal introduction spreadsheet. Many of you have already done so. You can see it's filling up. How nice is that? Everybody's conducting nice slideshows, mostly, like I have. Let's see, what do I have up here now? I got the bearded guy. Yeah, the bearded guy with the log, with the stump. So there I am, presenting at a conference that was in Boston not too long ago. You're going to get to know me at all. You're going to know that I'm a runner. I really like pushing my little guy here as much as I can. And yeah, I have a family, and I love them very much, and I think they're very cute. So you'll contribute your own. Many of you already have. It's really nice to sort of put faces and names and remind myself what everybody sort of looks like. We'll have lots of contact electronically, digitally, but in terms of like, I don't know, I like the human element of teaching just as much as I like anything when it comes to teaching. And so I do try to remember that there are people in my classes that aren't just names on screens, and little introductions like this really helps. Let's see. Guide to writing. This should look familiar to some of you if you had me in the fall. There's that bearded dude again. These are a lot of important ideas in here about keeping your audience in mind, about making sure that you have a clear purpose. The one thing, just stay, I mean, many of you have already gotten this, and if once we get into peer review, you're going to probably hear this from my old students. If you're a new student of mine, is that the word you has no place in academic discourse. Neither does I think or I believe, that sort of thing. So anyway, go ahead and read this. Make sure that you have a pretty firm grasp of what I'm expecting, because when I read your essays, I don't really comment on those things because I just expect you to learn them. So there's that. What else? Let's see. Invention journals. I'm getting emails already and kicks already about invention journals, which is completely cool by me. Let me zoom this in a little bit. You're going to do 10 of these this semester, actually. Oh, that's too zoomed in. Hold on. You're going to do 10 of these, although one of them is a sort of a double dipper where it accounts for 2. But each one is going to have an assignment, and it's going to have sort of a format, a mode of presentation, let's say. You can go into this sort of list of multimodal sorts of online presentation tools, and all these websites, they're free, they work as far as I know. Some of them have sort of like in-app purchases, where you have to pay a little more for like the platinum package, that sort of thing. You don't have to pay for anything in this class. You can get by using any of these. I'll have a lot more to say about this, maybe when the invention journals match up to the format a little better. I imagine most of you are going to write this first one. This is sort of just a quick introduction to, you're introducing yourself and your technology use to me, and you're also initiating a dialogue about, these two things. What questions do you have, and is there anything else I need to know? It's a nice way for us to, in a very, I don't want to say very superficial, but there's some artifice to it, that we'll get to know each other a little bit this way. You'll get to know me by my comments, and I'll get to know you by what you write. So then the next one is about sharing field notes, and I'll have more to say about that here shortly once you start conducting your observations. Get that up there. There we go. Editing in action. How exciting for you. Okay, tech diary, digital Sabbath log. You're going to explore your topics. So anyway, they're all on here just because I like all my students to kind of know where everything is at the beginning of the semester. I don't care to be overly mysterious in what I'm assigning and what I'm expecting. Some teachers really enjoy being mysterious. I am not one of those teachers. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Let me pop. And I'm back. My sip of coffee was wonderful. Thank you for asking. All right, reader response 1, you're going to do a handful of reader responses this semester. And I keep the assignment itself kind of boilerplate, not terribly specific, because I like to see how you interpret assignments, and I like to see how you execute them. So you want to very briefly summarize whatever you've read or encountered for your reader response. And then what I'm really interested in is your analysis of the reading, okay? I use this word real or authentic. I want to know how you responded to it, and what that response says about not only your reading style, but also the author's sort of writing style or presentation style. And I don't know. I don't want these to be like back-breaking labor. The reader responses. They're basically like proof that you've read something, that you've thought about it, and that you've put your your thoughts and your analysis down on paper. So here's an example from one from I don't know, a year and a half ago about a longer article. So the reader response can be on really anything. If you find something that is related to technology in any way and some sort of interest of yours, no problem. You want to, if you are a vlogger, or if you're interested in, if you are a gamer, stuff like that. Like, if you want to incorporate any of your interests into this class, you're more than welcome to. And that's what I'm doing here, is I'm adding things about, media use by teens and tweens. Freshmen are required to wear Fitbits at Oral Roberts University. Being alone on our smartphones together. The way that typing is changing the way we write, and the way that our brains, process words differently on a page versus on a screen. So these are things that are sort of natural outreaches of my own interest when it comes to digital technology. And I'm happy to let you do the same thing. I'm happy to let you, go down whatever rabbit hole sort of suits who you are. And since I kind of don't know who some of you are yet, I can only be so helpful in that regard. So if you do find something that you'd like to respond to, all I ask is that you link to it in your reader response. Easy enough? Easy enough. The more of these you read, by the way, the more you'll get a sense of the issues that I'm hoping to explore this semester. If you have any questions about the reader response, let me know. Essay 1 is, guess what? It's our very first essay. It's observing tech use, observing the use of technology out in the field. So this will be your first bit of field work. You're going to either observe a community or a location. Okay. I think locations are a little easier because you don't have to wait for a group or a community to meet. If you want to observe people at work, if you want to observe how, I don't know, we went out to dinner, my family and I, not too long ago, and the hostess, the first person that you see when you come through the door, she was on her phone texting or something, and, we had to wait in order for her to be done with her text in order to get a table. So that kind of tells you something about how seriously this young lady took her job, and also about the restaurant itself and how well maybe run it was. It probably won't be a place we'll be going back to, surprisingly enough. So, if you want to observe a workplace, I think that's kind of interesting. I think that constitutes a community. But by and large, most people choose a location. And please make sure you note this, that your school is not an acceptable location. So you can't just, I'm sorry, it has to be a little tougher than that. This is a college class. And plus, you're just going to see, teachers and students and how they use technology. And I don't think that's a wide enough sample size to learn much. So most students end up choosing locations. I always wonder what this class would look like in the fall semester. I almost always teach it in the spring because I wonder what an outdoor location would be like. It's usually too cold and too snowy and too gross outside for that to happen during the spring. And unfortunately, I think that's going to be true this semester one more time. So you're going to choose either community or a location, and then you're going to observe. So my best students take these questions and they try to answer them on the fly while they're observing. Now, your invention journal for next week is going to be sharing of your field notes, and you should be able to take at least 4 pages worth of notes in order to report back. You should be able to take a lot more. The more notes you take, the more data you'll have collected, and trust me when I say the easier it will make your first essay to write. Okay, so I don't know. I feel like this assignment kind of speaks for itself, and we're going to move into the specifics of building an argument based on what you've observed once you do the observation. So to that end, and this is bold for a reason, you need to observe. You need to choose an observation spot as soon as possible. Many of you already have. I've been kind of stalking you a little bit in my Google Drive over here. I can see some people, already getting Invention Journal 1 done, which I think is great. And then you have these, you have readings to do this week from your textbook, 1, 2, 3. Okay, first 3 chapters. Get through them as soon as you can. I don't really like enforced textbook readings, but what I do is it's clear to me when you don't do them. You can always get a sneak peek at future agendas. My whole class is linked at the bottom of every week is that next week. And if you look in your master calendar here, you can always see these are live links as well. So 15 seconds to go. What else can I tell you? I want you to succeed in this class. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to learn a lot. And to that end, I want to help you a lot. So please let me know whatever way possible I can help expedite your success in college comp. Welcome once again.